R. Shankar, who is the head ESG for Granules. I would request Shankar to go ahead and rock.
Yeah, rock and roll. Good afternoon. Great context by George and fantastic insights from Shiva. Well done. So it's the land of COVID. It's breaking news every day, right? It's an issue in the stressed life. The Olympics just started, and after Naomi Osaka, the world number one in tennis, withdrew from the Grand Slams. There also was a recent incident of Simone Biles, the great US female gymnast and the winner of the Olympic and world titles. She's also withdrawn from the Tokyo Olympics. As late as last night, India lost to Sri Lanka in the T20s last night. And this is about a breach in the bio bubble. And you had a cricketer, an Australian cricketer, Glenn Maxwell, who had to stay away from the game for a long time due to mental health issues. So very relevant issues here. And wellness at work is also about health is the heart of occupational health and safety. Not only important in sports, but also prevalent in life with scores of population suffering and not many knowing of it. So there is a lot of issues relating to, it's not just about health and wellness. There's obesity, NCDs, what we call the non-communicable diseases. And there is the morbidity, comorbidity and mortality, which affects a lot of people. And that's what's happening there. There's lots of ways that organizations in terms of are looking at guidelines. ILO has a policy for tackling the COVID impact by stimulating the economy, which is down. There's been a major challenge, not only the workers, but also a lot of us have been affected by the pandemic. You also need to support the enterprises because at the end of the day, it's about jobs and income. And a lot of companies, a lot of countries provide subsidies for people who lost the businesses in terms of the pandemic. It's also, of course, about protecting workers at the workplace, right? So relying on a social dialogue solutions could be one. So why a focus on health and safety of work is the question that's posed to the panel. You, of course, need to identify the workers, people who are in various occupations and sectors at increased risk of contagion, right? It's also about implementing the control and prevention measures. We speak of various theories in the hierarchy of controls. The Swiss cheese theory comes in play, but the barriers of control, the way we would look at that from the point of view of the pandemic is also very important. And there are people who just heard of a doctor the other day, after having 2 vaccinations, has still got the COVID. In spite of that, got it twice. So this is also about dissemination of information on preventative and protective measures to reduce the spread of the disease and also taking care of the people there. There is the employees' roles and responsibilities, of course, to ensure that as far as reasonably practicable, the workplaces, machinery, equipment, and processes under the control are safe without a risk to health, right? You also got to ensure that the chemical, physical, and biological substance agents under control are without risk to health with appropriate measures in place, appropriate protection. It also needs to deal with the people and the protective equipments, the PPEs, especially when there are people working at home in various situations. The kind of way that we use the PPEs in the past is kind of different there. So it's also about an approach toward total stakeholder employment in this journey, right? So this is a big journey. There's a big step there where we really need to look at the assessment from the probability and severity as we do risk assessments. Comes a time when you got to look at the exposure to the risk of contagion, taking into account the characteristic of the pandemic, the transmission patterns, and there's a lot of technology that's evolved. You might have some controls, social distancing measures as the economy opens up, as industries get back. I typically have been in 2 sectors, both critical industries. I've been in the construction and in manufacturing as we speak now, both, critical industries, essential industries. So I don't think I ever undergone a lockdown. I have to experience it because work, it's always in business as usual. But in various sectors, including the IT and some others, there's been a lot of difficulties posed by. There's one about people having to stay at home, and there's another big mental challenge there. It also got a chance for people to bond, get together, but also results in, as you speak, the government of India has talked of masks at home also. Dr. Anthony Fauci has suggested double masking. So that's what's changed across the last few months. So the probability of exposure to the risk of contagion versus the severity of the resulting health outcomes, you've got to take into both of these, including various factors, including age, underlying disease, and health control there. I typically have a wellness chart for the last 20 years and track all my parameters. And now with all the automations and the Power BI and tools coming in, I try and see not only from the reactive to the proactive, but try to get into predictive and preventative measures to take care of health. Also very similar, depending on the exposure, especially the emergency response workers, healthcare, lab, and the transport workers, cleaners, and essential services, they also need to be taken care of and protected. And how to ensure that people at risk are, addressed in a different manner here. So what do we focus on? If you look at the typical pyramid, some of these aspects that I spoke about, mental health, social health, emotional health, these are, occupational health also somewhere there. These are below the pyramid. And what's the top of the pyramid? The outcome of what we really focus on is physical health and exercise. We normally ignore a lot of issues, and the pandemic has given us an opportunity for us to really look at what's the new normal and build a new normal. We spoke of the hierarchy of controls, but looking at the environmental engineering controls, how we can reduce the spread of pathogens and contamination. Shiva told us about the third wave coming. Some of you are from the capital, where I think we've been through 3 waves already, perhaps a fourth also. Some countries wondering which wave they are hitting. I've been in the pandemic response planning since the last decade or so. I know it comes in waves. I also know this waves takes as long as 4 to 8 weeks. So I know there's a cycle there. While the economy is eased up, people are kind of, the complacency spreads in. How do we ensure the administrative measures? How do you ensure the appropriate PPs and controls happens in, right? And therefore, it's how you look at how you reduce the risk in the new ways of, preventing business from happening. So we got to get back. Like I said, in the lockdown, I've been in Australia, where it wasn't kind of felt at all. And I think one of the ways is in some countries, there's been examples of some countries that enforce controls, blocking it, allowing, it's like a real bubble there. You don't allow anyone to come in. And they still spread. As I speak today, Sydney last week has gone through the same COVID kind of lockdown there after a year of nothing happening. New Zealand, Taiwan thought they had got it programmed. It's still happening there. So friends, a digital reality with job uncertainty, depression hitting a lot of people, it's time for us to really break out and look at the common psychosocial factors, look at how we communicate information, share openly and transparently. Yeah. For people at work at home, measures to prevent and reduce stress, and try and look at the risks associated with heavy PPs. It's a time for us to reinvent ourselves and look at the key pillars in supporting the COVID crisis. Thank you, gentlemen. That's my 2 bits on that.
Thanks a lot, Raja. Thanks a lot. And of course, I know that whenever you come, a tsunami comes. And verily, we have to have an onslaught of tsunami when you speak. So we have to have either we have to be a surfer to flow with the wave that you speak. Thank you very much for the so many aspects really you touched upon. Really starting from Maxwell's mental health to the top of the priorities chart should be our physical health. Yes, sir. We do ignore a lot of things.